Sorry. Okay, ulitin po natin. Kasi mahina yung signal kanina. I've readjusted dun sa modem. Alright, let's start over. First, dahil sa mga karumal-dumal na krimen that have been getting a lot of airplay, like Christine Silawan's murder and mutilation, or some mutilation, no? Yung pagkasira ng kanyang katawan, post-mortem after she died. And yung mga subsequent na rape slay na nakikita natin in various parts of the country, hi po uli, laganap na naman ang usapang death penalty. And that's normal. Kung chart tayo ng mga calls for the death penalty, they usually come after a perception that one, crime is on the rise, and two, it must be yung crimes that are extraordinarily cruel or antig, masakit isipin. So, lalong-lalo na dito sa kaso ni Christine Silawan, masakit para sa atin. And there are several things that we have to watch out for when doing that. But we'll talk about victimization later, victim profiling later. Yung death penalty, like I said, tumataas yung mga calls for that at a time na merong ganyan. Usually pag may heinous crimes at pag yung perception ay tumataas yung crime. Now, most experts say ang death penalty is not a deterrent. Bakit? There was a time when we had the death penalty. Quite recently, in fact, it was in 1993 na nagkaroon ng last na death penalty natin, which was suspended later on by Gloria Arroyo in 1999. May mga na-execute. Of course, Leo Echegaray was the first to be executed. At ang tinitignan natin ngayon is, nakaapekto ba yung pagka-execute natin kay Leo Echegaray sa crime rate afterwards? So, did it? Ayon dun sa mga studies, hindi daw nakaapekto sa crime rate yung kumbaga hindi bumaba yung number of murders or rapes after Leo Echegaray's execution. Bakit? Ang tunay na deterrent sa krimen is not the worsening or the heinousness of the penalty. It's not kung ganong kagrabe yung penalty, pero yung certainty ng penalty. So, kailangan makasiguro tayo na ang mga gagawa ng krimen ay mahuhuli at mapaparusahan. Yung certainty ng parusa, regardless of kung ano yung parusa na yan, yun yung nagiging deterrent. Hindi po yung pagkalala ng pagkaparusa. Gayon pa man, ang purpose ng iba na mag-set ng death penalty, kasi nasa constitution naman natin na pwede. Ang purpose ng pag-set ng death penalty usually is to assuage the public's need for revenge and the public's need to feel that the crime is being addressed. Okay? Hindi ko sinasabing against ako sa death penalty because like I said, the Constitution says pwede ang death penalty kung gagawa ng batas ang Kongreso. Okay? So it is not a problem of whether death penalty is constitutional or not. It can be constitutional. Maliwanag yan, nagkaroon na tayo ng death penalty. Ang tanong is if the death penalty is going to be effective. And most experts say, hindi. Gayunpaman, it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose answering the need for society to address rising crime rates. So, ang para sa akin, assuming na magkaroon tayo uli ng death penalty, kailangan may safeguards. One is that we are going to go after all murderers and rapists and all that equally. Ito yung mga nangyayari ngayon. Masyado nating tinatanggap ang nanlaban theories ng mga pulis. And you know why this is dangerous? It is dangerous because it is vigilantism. Ina-assume natin na yung nanlaban na yon ay guilty. Okay? So, kung yung nanlaban na yon ay guilty, then there's no problem, di ba? O sige, fine. Divine intervention yan, nanlaban. But what if he isn't? What if he's a vital witness? Or worse, what if he is innocent? You're trying to get a killer, and then you kill your suspect. If the real killer is out there, he will kill again, and nothing is being done to safeguard the public. Okay? Ulitin natin, ha? It is dangerous na suportahan natin ang mga nanlaban theory ng pulis, kasi ang mangyayari lang dyan is posibleng meron silang hulihin at hindi nila dadalhin sa hukuman to determine guilt. Papatayin nila and people will think, okay, we got the killer, tapos na. But the killer is still out there. Diba? And the killer can possibly kill again, which means we are not safe. Yun ang danger sa nanlaban theory. It doesn't make us safe. It only satisfies our need to see somebody punished. And the problem is, if you punish the wrong person, then we are still in danger. Okay? Now, are we saying that there should not be any death penalty? I'm not either. Kasi para sa akin, if you weigh the consequences, ang ginagawa ng pulis nga is, if they kill a suspect using the nanlaban theory, he never goes to trial. But if you bring him to court and he goes to trial, and then we determine that this person is in fact guilty, then I don't see a reason why the death penalty cannot be imposed after all the safeguards are in place. One, there should be a certain quantum of evidence to say so that the judge can say, kailangan hatulan ka ng kamatayan. Second, there has to be sufficient time para walang bagong ebidensya na papasok to exonerate him. Okay? Yung mga nagsasabing sinabayan ako ni Tipi, hayaan nyo na siya, nauna ako, let him be. You can always watch on replay. Either one of us, hindi po kami nagkukumpetensya, hindi po niya yan sinasadya. I'm sure he doesn't know na nagla-live ako, kaya siya nag-live. So, wag niyo na pong, wag niyo na po kaming antalain doon. You can always watch either one of us on replay. That's why naka-live tayo. Okay. So, ulitin, recap natin yung sinabi natin. First, most experts agree that the death penalty is not a deterrent, but what it does is it satisfies the public's need to see that the crime is being addressed. Third is that what really deters people from committing a crime is the certainty that they will be caught and the certainty that they are going to be punished, regardless of what penalty is going to be imposed. Does that mean hindi pwede ang death penalty? No. Because like I said, the death penalty has its uses, but it is possibly not a deterrent. Its use is that it satisfies the public's need to see that justice is being done. And a death penalty means that, the police will now make a more careful investigation kasi nga hahatulan ng kamatayan to. And the courts will demand a more careful investigation because if the courts will impose the maximum penalty, they will want to be sure. Okay. So, what else do we need to address here? Am I for the death penalty or not? Right now, I used to be against the death penalty, but now I am no longer very sure. The reason for this is because what I want is to ensure that due process will be afforded. Pero yung ginagawa kasi ng iba, vigilante justice. Tingin nila, ito yung pumatay. O di patayin na lang natin. So, we applaud yung mga pulis na pumapatay. Kahit wala pang trial, kahit wala pa tayong kasiguruhan na ito ang tao na pumatay o ito yung tao na guilty. A death penalty means that the accused will go through trial. Okay? Ngayon, isipin nyo kung gusto nyo pa rin ng death penalty because that means that the courts will be more careful and they will demand a higher quantum of evidence. Or at least, they will want to be sure kasi hahatulan sila ng kamatayan eh. So, are you sure it's going to be a deterrent? Because the courts might be more hesitant in imposing it. 'Di ba? Tignan ninyo yung magiging epekto nun. Guys, alam ko naka-live si TP. You don't have to tell me because sinabi na po sa akin kanina yan. Sabi ni Tia Marsay Aguilar, but I believe imposing fear of the law is a must with, of course, due process. But nowadays, wala na. Like I said, the deterrent comes from the certainty of being discovered, the certainty of being caught, and the certainty of having a penalty imposed on him or her. Bakit walang takot ang ibang mga kriminal? Well, there are many reasons. But the primary reasons are poverty, believe it or not. And two, mental issues, diba? So, poverty is a social issue, mental issues are the second, and third, walang fear. Tama kayo. Walang fear kasi para sa kanila, walang certainty na mahuhuli sila. So, how do we make sure that crime is addressed? We have to concentrate on our law enforcement officials. Are they really enforcing the crimes, enforcing the laws? Are they punishing the correct people? I mean, are they bringing the correct people to trial? And three, are they taking the law into their own hands? Kasi pag like I said, pag nag-vigilante justice, ano po yung epekto nun? It is possible that they will kill a suspect, walang trial, so there's no evidence. What if they're wrong? If you kill a murder suspect, the real murderer gets away. The real murderer can kill again. If you kill the person you think is a serial rapist, and there's no trial, and there's no evidence presented, and we aren't sure, then a serial rapist quite possibly could still be out there, and our people are still in danger. Okay? So, yan ang dangers ng vigilante justice. I'm not saying that all vigilante justice is wrong, but all vigilante justice defies due process. Okay. Ngayon, now it's time to examine, why do you want a death penalty? Gusto nyo kasi galit kayo. Galit tayo. Even I am angry. And we think that the death penalty serves our need for vengeance. Remember that vengeance is not the same as justice. Vengeance means we satisfy our bloodlust. Okay. Sabi ni Michael Sapico, is there any other reason why JPE is against the death penalty? He's against it because there is always the possibility, and our criminal laws allow this, the possibility that new evidence will surface that will exonerate an accused or a person who has been convicted. Halimbawa, sa US, a lot of people were already facing the death penalty or were on death row nung inadmit ng mga hukuman ang DNA as evidence. Ang dami sa kanila na napakawala. Okay? They were exonerated by the acceptance of DNA evidence. Can you imagine the state would have put these people to death at wala nang bawian yan pag namatay na sila, and evidence later shows up that says that they weren't guilty. Sabi ni Martin Solis, idaan na lang kasi sa eleksyon ng paggawa ng batas para sa death penalty galing mismo sa taong bayan para ala na magawa yung mga tutol sa death penalty. Like I said, you have to examine closely if you really want the death penalty because it might not achieve the ends that you want. Ako, you know why I want the death penalty? Because it makes the judges more careful. Yes, the judges will have the option of, diba, life imprisonment to death. They could say, oh sige, sintensyahan natin ang kamatayan yan. But the criminal justice system will grind slowly and will give the accused enough time to come up with further new evidence that might exonerate them. So if you're saying that dapat death penalty because you think somebody will be put to death right away, you have another thing coming. The courts will be more careful. And so will the Supreme Court. Okay? Uulitin ko kasi yung mga tanong ninyo, ganun pa rin eh. The death penalty might not satisfy your need to see somebody punished. It might make the courts more careful. Okay? Sabi ni Nostradamus, malabo pa sa sabaw ng adobong pusit yang bitay dahil maraming problema sa batas at mismo mga judge, minsan problema rin. I noticed na ang sa tingin ninyo parate, ang problema ay nasa court. Ang sa tingin ko, ang problema ay nasa law enforcement. Kasi sila po yung lumalagap ng ebidensya na ihahain sa hukuman. At walang choice po ang mahistrado kung hindi mag-determine ng guilt or innocence base dun sa ebidensya na iprinisinta. So kung kulang ang ebidensya, sinong may kasalanan? Definitely, it won't be the judge. It will be the cops who gathered that evidence. Okay? Sabi ni Maria Angela Kahanding, ako po baliktad. I am starting to lean towards life imprisonment na actual talagang habang buhay plus hard labor. Kasi para pong lesser hirap po pag death punishment should be suffering. Ako medyo agree rin ako dyan eh. Although I'm not saying na walang death penalty, I think there are certain crimes that necessitate a maximum penalty. So, like I said, I am not saying I am against the death penalty. There certainly are crimes that necessitate it. Okay? Ito yung problema natin nga eh. You're all right when you say that the justice system has problems. Okay, Ferdinand Lopez, parehas din namang mabagal ang justice kahit walang death penalty. That is not true. I can tell you what mabagal is. Kasi I litigate and I know how long it takes. And the reason for the kabagalan is because it is the right of the accused to speedy trial, not your right as a member of the audience watching this trial. You have no right to speedy trial. Only the accused does. And its purpose is to make sure na matapos yung trial right away and you don't have a sword of Damocles hanging over your head. Sabi ni Rolando Reyes, I'm an avid fan of you but I am pro-death penalty to make criminals and drug lords be punished. Ay nako, Mr. Reyes, makinig kasi sa sinasabi ko, hindi ko nga sinasabing against ako sa death penalty. But I want you to know what you are asking for. Okay? What are the effects of asking for a death penalty? We might make the wheels of justice grind more slowly. Because no judge really likes to impose this. None. Because they might make a mistake. Of course, the final arbitration will be with the Supreme Court. And do you think that 15 justices will be so easy to hand out a death penalty? Remember, when it comes to the death penalty, only one dissent will mean that you will no longer be punished with death. Ito, yung sinasabi ni Bong Herrera is important because it is so bad. I'm not saying that in the bad sense. It's better na nanlaban na lang para tapos na yung kaso kasi kung ganun lang naman mangyayari, useless din pag-impose ng death penalty. No, I don't think so. Kasi yung mga nanlaban na yan endangers the public. It's vigilante justice. And how many people, how many innocent people can be killed by that? I'm not talking just about the person that you suspect is a criminal and then you kill him because you suspect he's a criminal. If the real killer is out there, you have sentenced so many other people to death. Do you understand what you're saying? You're putting other people in danger of being killed by the real murderer. Sabi ni Alkin Alquinto, for the meantime, strict and consistent implementation of the law is a must while justice system needs improvement. Yeah, I agree. Judges and prosecutors are overworked. There are so many cases. Okay? Sabi ni Jimmy Bonifacio, go for death penalty. Death is for lawbreakers. The process of justice has to be improved, but ultimately death is for lawbreakers. No, I disagree with your statement. Death is for those who mete out death. Penalties must be imposed appropriately. Kung nagnakaw ba ng 5 piso na worth ng grocery, meron pa bang 5 piso na grocery? Let's say, 5 piso na candy, paparusahan niya ng death? Pari dun sa mga crimes na gawa ng gutom ng isang tao, paparusahan nyo ba ng kamatayan? Sabi ni Jose Mathet Santos, sa bagay po, pag may death penalty, minsan yung maling tao yung nagbabayad. True. Sabi ni Enrico Velasco, life imprisonment, nakakalas rin yata ng kulungan para magbakasyon, but might be speculation. It's speculation. Kaya nga nagkakaroon ng parang mala-hotel type na kulungan kasi hindi sila nakakatakas. So instead, they just try to improve their surroundings. Which is still wrong, ha? RJ Manzano says, paano po yung paulit na ginawa ang crime? Kaya nga, like I said, there are certain crimes that necessitate it. Yung mga dating nakulong ay gusto nang bumalik ulit sa kulungan, ngunit madalas, pagbalik nila sa loob ng kulungan ay may mga gang na silang pumuprotekta sa kanila. Look, the gang system inside the jails works inside the jails, assuming natin na hindi yan maayos within the correction system. As long as hindi sila nakakalabas, di ba? The gang system is a problem not of the lack of a death penalty, but a problem of the lack of enforcement by our corrections officials. And that's how you were going to address it. Sabi ni Andre Bonds, shout out po sa team Andre Automotive from Sydney, Australia. Sabi ni Balbino Chan, till now, may sabwatan ng mga PNP enforcers, prosecutors at judges, kaya nakakawala ang mga tunay na kriminal, lalo ng mga drug lords. Alam nyo, hindi kailangan ng sabwatan eh. You just need to corrupt one of those officials and he goes free. So, hindi mo kailangan sabihin sabwatan yan. It's corruption that makes the enforcement of crimes and the certainty of penalties, of a penalty being imposed, uncertain. Sabi ni Homero Common, paano po ba, pag wrongfully punished, ano po bang habol ng pamilya sa gobyerno? Wala. Wala, unless it is malicious prosecution, in which case you can send some of the officials to jail. But, again, di ba? That's highly unlikely. Sabi ni Chris Click Station, death penalty for graft. Poverty drives people to do crazy stuff. Alam mo, tama ka in both counts. Super duper duper agree ako na death penalty for graft and corruption. Alam nyo kung bakit? Diyan ko nakikita yung deterrent. Diyan ko nakikita na, basta yung certainty of the penalty. Diyan ko rin nakikita. Alam nyo kasi noon, nung nasa death penalty yung plunder, takot na takot, iyakan talaga yung mga officials pag kinasuhan ng plunder. Ngayon, hindi sila natatakot. Sabi ni Jeremy Huber, death penalty will not stop heinous crimes but can lower the case of terrible deaths. No, that's not true. It might lower the case for corruption. But for terrible deaths, no. Because iba yung impetus for killing a person. In order to impose the correct penalty, you have to understand what drives a person to commit the crime. Sabi ni Maria Canting, kasi hindi pa po marunong ang kapulisan natin magpasa ng solid na cases, hindi po bungi-bungi, mas magaling pa mag-analyze yung mahilig lang manood ng CSI. Sabi ni Mike Maiku Apollonio, constitutional reforms, incorrect. Ang death penalty nasa constitution na. Sabi ni Pio Guillamac III, is it true that the death penalty is more costly to the state than life imprisonment? Yes. For the increased security, for the, like dati, Silya Electrica, mahal kaya ng kuryente nun. And pati yung sa, yung sa lethal injection, paggawa pa ng kwarto, yung mga ganan, making sure that it is painless, ay nako, mahal. Totoo yan. Sabi ni Boy Yalong, pero that's their job, di na problema ng taong bayan kung maaaring magkamali ang judge, di ka magkakamali kung babatay ka sa ebidensya. No, sir. The system of justice and in a democracy is our problem. Because if you don't implement the law equally, then all of us are in danger. Sabi ni Winnie de Guzman, I agree with you in a way, but I'm pro-death penalty too. Ang takot ko lang kasi, yung tao na hindi guilty na masisintensyan dahil sa problema natin sa mga justices that we have. Kapag mahirap kasi akusado, ginagawang scapegoat lang. Look, like I keep telling you, the judge can only determine the case based on the evidence. Ngayon, kung yung tinatawag ninyong technicalities, it will depend. If the technicality is a constitutional right, then the judge has no choice but to exonerate. For example, hindi nyo nabisuhan ng Miranda rights. O, mapapakawala yan. Kasi yung confession hindi na magiging admissible. Diba? Alam nyo, you're blaming judges too much. When the reason why hindi na a-address yung problema natin sa police is because you think that it's the judges who are at fault. But the fact is, it is the police who give the evidence. Sabi ni Josephine Dulay, I'd prefer life imprisonment without parole so they will suffer for the rest of their lives. Ako, I agree with that to some extent, pero ako gusto ko na i-classify as a heinous crime punishable by death ang corruption. Sabi ni Teresa Mapili, pwede ba straight Tagalog naman para maintindihan ng lahat? Hindi po pwede. Inaral ko po yung batas and some of the terms are really in English. Sabi ni Michael Sapico, kaya lang, hindi ba unfair for the victim like the recent incident? I mean, can we apply the law of equivalent trade? No, because you're talking about a state killing a citizen. Iba po kasi yung standard nun. Ganito po kasi yon. Ito yung problema sa reasoning. We are angry because of a death. We believe that that death is wrong. And yet you will allow the state to commit a wrong. Okay? That's why nga for the longest time hindi acceptable ang death penalty. Because there is no difference. The state now becomes like an ordinary person. Except that what they're going to do, the killing that they're going to do will be legal. Naiintindihan nyo kung bakit problema yan? Ako naiintindihan kung bakit problema. Kaya nga gusto ko death penalty for corruption. Sabi ni Joseph Solitario, kulang din kasi ng mga judges ang courts, kaya isa rin kaya mabagal ang pagbasa ng decision. Yes, that is true. Ang daming kaso. Sa totoo lang, our judges are so overworked. Tama, sabi din ni Gail Rivera, dapat dagdagan yung mga courts. Oo. Sabi ni Tia Marce, death penalty less cost for the taxpayers. Lifetime imprisonment means cost for the taxpaying public and everybody doesn't want that. Like I said, it's not true. Kasi nga, pagka death penalty, may time period pa yan bago yan i-impose, pakakainin nyo pa rin. Totoo yan. Not only that, ha? Alam niyo kung bakit mahal? Dahil mag-hesitate na maghatol ng kamatayan ng mga hukuman natin, there will be more people on life imprisonment than there actually be on death row. In short, dadami yung papakainin natin. Sabi ni RJ, maari pong ipanukala ng mga mambabatas natin na yung mga convicted hard criminals ay mag-undergo sa hard labor araw-araw. Posible, as long as hindi siya ma-classify as cruel and unusual punishment, which I think is actually reasonable. Kasi matagal na tayo may hard labor no, under the Articles of War. Alam niyo, ang sinasabi din ng iba is that the death penalty is anti-poor. Kasi nga, kung hindi magaling yung abogado, o kaya wala silang makuhang abogado na matino daw, ha? Pero huwag niyo sasabihin na hindi matino ang PAW, matino po ang PAW. They have a tendency to lose their cases. And ako, worried din ako sa mga ganon, na mahahatulang ka ng kamatayan kasi hindi magaling yung abogado mo. Sabi ni Daniel Elmido, ayusin muna ang pag-iimbestiga ng mga pulis, kay daming mga bobong pulis na investigador ang hilig nila sa Fall Guys. Problema yan araw-araw. Sabi ni Joe Suniga, sa bagal kasi ng justice system, Kaya parang natatanggap na yung so-called nanlaban. My question is, paano ba yung mapapabilis yung pagpataw ng tamang justice? Ito yung problema when you say speedy justice eh. Kasi, ano yung speedy para sa inyo? Ang nakalagay sa ating saligang batas, the right to speedy trial doesn't belong to those of us watching. It belongs to the accused. At, tsaka ano yung batayan ninyo? Ano yung standard ninyo ng speedy? 'Di ba? Tandaan ninyo, pagka dun sa mga kasong walang bail, ano ang speedy para sa inyo? Nakakulong na nga eh. 'Di ba? Sabi ni Jeff, can we use for graft, rape, and drugs only? Pwede. Pwede po. Pero nasa mambabatas natin yan. Sabi ni Hart, Evangelista, of course not. But if we know that the person keep doing that they're doing, or like you said, there's an exception. So, okay, iba ang recidivist. Okay? Iba ang repeated. Kasi unang-una, mataas ang penalty for murder. It's life. It can be depende kung may mitigating circumstance. So it can be 20 to 40 years. 40 being reclusion perpetua or 20 years. So kung recidivist ka, let's say pumatay ka uli habang buhay ka na, hindi ka na makakalabas. 'Di ba? So paano natin sasabihin na recidivist siya pagka ganon? Ngayon, for serial rapists, I agree with the death penalty. 'Di ba? Like I said, at itong usapang death penalty, there are no clear answers. For most of us, we want the death penalty, myself included. But what crimes are we going to impose it on? And what is going to be the effect? So para sa akin kasi, ang baka maging effect niyan, lalong bumagal yung sistema. Or lalong dumami ang life imprisonment. So kung worried kayo, napapakainin pa yan, dadami yung papakainin natin. Marami bang mahahatulan ng kamatayan? No judge and the justices don't really want to do that. They don't want to be responsible for the killing of another human being. So they will really look at things very, very carefully. So if you think that this is going to ensure that there's going to be something like China, no? Hatulan ka ng kamatayan, daling ka na sa likod, bariling ka sa ulo. It's not going to be like that. If you're expecting a lot of people going on death row, I really think that your expectations are too high. Understand, when you ask for the death penalty, what you're asking for. Sabi ni Miko Mata, di matatakot ng death penalty ang lahat ng kriminal, pero it will scare some and make some think twice. I think that is enough. I think that the more heinous killers will not be deterred, and they're the most dangerous ones, don't you think? Sabi ni Mark Hermoso, pabor sa death penalty, pero kailangan talaga may baguhin tayo sa enforcer at mga judge natin. Ayan, sinama nyo na naman yung mga judge. Alam mo, sa tingin ko, sa totoo lang yung misconception na may mga hoodlums in robes, marami lang kayo naririnig na politikang nagsasabi niyan. But the fact is, they don't want to pinpoint the actual problem, which is still in law enforcement. Sabi ni Melchizedek Gonzalez, ano po sa tingin ninyo mga existing punishments ang effective i-apply para mabibigat ang kasalanan? Para sa akin, yung pagkukulong, sufficient yun, pero dapat sigurado na makukulong. We want to make sure that our law enforcers get the right person and they always get the people. Yung kumbaga, wala tayong pinababayaan, wala tayong pinalalampas. Kasi when people get away with crimes, then other people will say, uy, kaya naman pala eh. 'Di ba? It's the getting away with it that is the problem. So, pag nakakakita tayo halimbawa ng mga politiko na yumaman in office, hindi sila nahatulan ng kahit ano, di sila nakasuhan, then it causes people to commit more crimes kasi hindi sila mahuhuli. Alam nila hindi sila nahuhuli. Again, the certainty of penalty is the deterrent, not the kind of penalty imposed. But again, for heinous crimes, for those crimes na grabe ka rumal-dumal, or for crimes involving yung malaking pagnanakaw sa taong bayan dahil maraming namamatay sa gutom as a result of it, I think death penalty pa rin. Sabi ni Alkin, we're on the right track of improving our justice system and cleansing those PNP scalawags. We need just one more like Duterte. Mayor Sar. Sabi ni Rodel Medina, what can we do to reimpose the death penalty? We have to elect the right people. The people who are, one, pro-death penalty, but who also understand the problems of the justice system. Okay? Yun lang. So, mahalaga, I keep telling you, mahalaga po ang susunod na halalan. Sobrang mahalaga. Sabi ni Raymond Hoven, pwede namang ihang na lang tipid death penalty dapat sa mga. Alam mo, dati hanging talaga eh. Ewan ko ba kung bakit naging mas maarte pa yung death penalties ngayon. Sa US, some of the death penalty is still by hanging. Sabi ni Orly Dumpit, para matapos ng mga issue na yan, federal system ninyo, hindi po ito ma-address ng federalism. It will still be a national law. Hindi po yan nasasagot ng federalism. Sabi ni, hindi ko mabasa yung name, dapat ang agency natin may mga lawyer na mag-review ng mga ebidensya nila bago i-file sa court para walang irregularity pagdating sa trial. Okay. Kulit ng dogs ko. Ako agree ako dyan. In fact, kulang ng police dun sa PNP natin. Kulang sila ng lawyers. I think that they really deserve to have, they deserve to have lawyers. Yung both sa paggagawa ng kaso, pati sa case build-up nila, maganda po yun yung meron silang guidance sa sa enforcement. Sabi ni, teka maganda yung isang comment na yun, nakalampas. Hey Harry. May nag-hi kay Harry. Let's stop voting, sabi ni Tanner Smith. Self-serving politicians, but I'm hoping that we'll have more government officials that have political will to curb corruption. Open secret kasi yung corruption ng ibang politicians natin. Oo. Sabi ni... crispy comment si Harry. Hindi si Harry yun, si Yoshi yun, yung isang dog. May nabubuhay pa kasi ata ma'am kasi sa... Kaya siguro pinalitan para sure. Alam nyo, yun nga, doon ako worried eh. Alam nyo, tinanggal yung death penalty for plunder? Doon sa house. Ayoko nun. Grabe, nainis ako. Sabi ni Jeremy Huber, my problem is the enforcers, not all of them are thorough with their investigations. Sabi ni Tia Marce Aguilar, will not say judge, but partly, civil case and criminal case, dahil magkaibang judge at trial court. Iba naman talaga. Sabi ni Michael Sapico, I agree and other listeners na death penalty for the corrupt cases since it's the root cause of poverty and the reason why people are doing such crimes. Yeah. Alam mo, the corruption among our officials, when they get away with it, it causes more corruption. Kasi pag nakita mo, nakalusot si ganito, si ganyan, dami nang magko-commit ng the same crime. Sabi ni Rafael Santos, totoo po yan. Nag-report po ako dati dito sa Imus Police. Naku, yung investigador, pinagsulat ako ng reklamo ko, naghanap pa ng papel at nagparinig pa sa akin na sorry, wala na silang ballpen, kaya bumili na lang ako. Sabi ni RJ Manzano, dapat hindi speedy justice, ang dapat ay accurate evidence at continuous trial and hearing. Oo, but that would mean we need more courts. Sabi ni Tanner Smith, we need to learn from other countries' legal systems kasi may mga country naman na may death penalty, mababa ang crime rate, we have a death penalty, but doesn't really address the root cause. Would still want justice to be fair for everyone. Agree. Eto, sabi ni Gochong, ang hirap kasi sa Pilipino, puro baka magkamali ang police, prosecutor, baka mali ang nahatulan ng iba o kawalan ng tiwala sa hukom. Hindi. Kawalan ng tiwala dun sa kakayahan ng mga enforcers natin minsan. Sabi ni Antonio de la Mojes, I'm for the death penalty, but first palakasin muna ang judiciary system and also the police investigation like acquiring evidence. O nga, ito pa, sabi ni Maria Angela Canding, paano po yung liability ng LGU sa increased crime rates na nasakupan nila? Napapalo po ba sila? Isa pa yon. We have to determine kasi ano yung mga root causes ng criminality natin. One, of course, is corruption. Definitely, corruption is one of the root causes of rising crime rates. Poverty is another one. Kaya nga, di ba, yung ibang tao nagbebenta ng droga dahil saan sila makakapasok ng trabaho? Diba? Kapit sa patalim. Yun na lang ang mapapasukan. Wetting, drugs, yung mga ganyan. We address the problems and dun nga ako nagpapasalamat dito sa administrasyon na to. Dahil sa build, tax reform, etc., nagkakaroon ng mas maraming opportunities for work and less poverty means there will be less crime. Tinatanong ni RD Creencia kung native yung manok. Hindi sa akin kasi yun sa guards. Sabi ni Bong Herrera, kung may dapat mahatulan ng death penalty, walang iba kundi si Trillanes at yung mga sangkot sa Dengvaxia. Oy, agree ako dun sa Dengvaxia ha. Kaya lang, kung mag-legislate tayo ng death penalty ngayon, hindi po mag-a-apply yun retroactively. Tandaan nyo yan ha. Even if we impose the death penalty now, it doesn't work retroactively. Hindi mapaparusahan ang mga nag-commit ng crimes against the people ng gaya ng sa Dengvaxia. Sabi ni Chris Click Station, pwede bang alisin sa Congress ang pagpasa ng death penalty para sa graft and corruption para di nila ipasa yan ever kasi it's against the most of them? Hindi kasi that's precisely the job of the legislature. Sabi ni Tanner, nakuha ko na yan. Sabi ni Konkon, in fairness, hanggang ngayon malaya pa, nakapagpiyansa pa. Sino yun? Sabi ni Joe de la Cruz, need ng ating kapulisan ang guidance on how to proceed further. While kulang pa rin ang lawyers, there should be an interim solution like PNC process briefing, either bi-monthly or biannually. Tama. Sabi ni Bong Herrera, kung may dapat mahatulan, ating action na yan. Sabi ni Robin Los Baños, kung incompetent case build-up ng pulis ang problema, di ba ang mas problema ay ang DOJ or fiscal? So nonetheless, recommend filing despite the flaws of the evidence. Hindi po. Kasi kung titignan ninyo kung ano yung obligations, ang paglagap ng ebidensya ng pulis, enough for probable cause. So sasabihin ng DOJ, may probable cause to, akit yan sa trial. Pero alam nila, pagdating sa trial, it's not enough for guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Diba? So, it depends on where it is. Dapat, ang case build-up mo is for guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Paano maging problema ng fiscal yun? They only have to determine whether or not there is probable cause. Sabi ni Melchizedek Gonzalez, have you considered running for public office? We need more knowledgeable officials like you. I think I'm more needed here, exactly where I am. Sabi ni John Ray, dapat alisin ang death penalty sa plunder. Pwede naman kunin lahat ng ari-arian ng plunderer at makulong sila habang buhay. Death penalty only for heinous crimes like murderers, drugs, people kill for an eye principles. We already answered that. Alam nyo, nasa batas po yung pag-confiscate ng mga property ng kahit hindi ka nakatulan ng mga government officials whose income and property and assets exceed that of which they could have earned during the time that they were in public office. Pero hindi po ini-impose yung penalty na yun at hindi po nililitis, wala po nagpa-file ng complaint. Alam niyo na, nasa batas yan. So ano yung problema? Nasa enforcement. Sabi ni Edil Cañete, ganun po ba? Hindi retroactive. Sus Mariosep naman, paano lang yung mga sangkot sa Dengvaxia? Yun na nga Diba? Kasi, angal tayo ng angal. We impose the death penalty. Pero sa tingin nyo ba, it's going to be imposed retroactively? Of course not. The Constitution says it cannot be. Sabi ni Enrico Velasco, pero di ba suspended lang ang death penalty? Hindi po. Ni-repeal po nung panahon ni GMA. Repealed na po ang death penalty. Hindi siya suspended. Tapos na po yung period of suspension. Sabi ni Benjamin Vallejera, pwede bang plebisito na lang yung pagsama ng plunder sa death penalty forever kasi hindi masasama yung plunder na yan. Lalo na sa mga hidden plunderers na gumagawa ng batas. Hindi po. Kasi kahit dun sa 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 provision ng Constitution na maaari tayong mag-propose ng mga batas, hindi po isinabatas ng ating mga mambabatas. Sabi ni Datsky, that's me. We need to start trusting the judiciary and police as well. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. That's the reason why we can file cases against them because you cannot give them your absolute trust. You must be able to check. That's what you call a check and balance. You check and balance everyone. Sabi ni Alkin, sa mga PNP siguro mas nararapat ang CPD training, specifically in law units. I don't think it's the law. It's their capacity to understand what constitutes the evidence that will be guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So actually, criminal law lang. Sabi ni Tanner, ay, dapat yung nararapat lang na tanong. Sabi ni Joaquin de la Vega, nakakayak naman po yung you are already where you are needed. Ba't mo kayo maiiyak? Okay lang yun. Marami naman pong magagaling na pwedeng tumakbo for public office. Sabi ni Rolly Kimbo, di ba dapat yung mga police investigators require magkaroon ng higher education para mas mature yung judgment nila? Well, yeah, required naman din sila. Meron silang, yung iba nag-aaral sa kanila ng law eh. Ang problema is what constitutes an accomplishment for the PNP. Para sa kanila, pag na-file na kasi yung kaso, kahit for probable cause lang, accomplishment na yon. Hindi po accomplishment yung whether or not nahatulan ng guilt. Ganun po. Sabi ni Sergio Santibanyes, marami na pong mga politiko na kulong dahil sa plunder, pero bakit nakakalabas pa rin sila? Ano bang kulang para mapagtibay yung mga kaso laban sa kanila? Okay. For many of them, kulang talaga yung ebidensya. I will make one exception sa kaso ni Bong Revilla. Hindi po ako sang-ayon doon sa paghatol sa kanya na not guilty. Hindi talaga. May ebidensya eh. Sabi ni Edil, kailangan ka namin sa Senado. Hindi po. Tsaka besides, tignan natin po, kung makapasok si Glenn Chong, then we have a chance. Pero kung hindi siya makapasok at puro trapo pa rin ang nakapasok sa Senado, suntok po sa buwan yan. Ito maganda yung kay Joe de la Cruz. Body cam din para sa ating mga kapulisan, para documented ang kanilang operations, para legit na legit. Agree, a million times agree. Yun, ang laki ng masasolve sa mga problema natin. At nako, Diyos ko, kung may mga ganyan, mga body cam, payag na ako ng death penalty kasi makakakita tayo ng kahit paano may kasiguruhan na may guilt itong mga hinuhuli nila. At saka makikita natin yung mga totoong nanlaban. Sabi ni Ray Ginto, opinion nyo po dun sa comment ni VP Lenny sa narco list. Diyos ko, pinapansin pa ba natin ang lola nyo? Sabi ni Mari Oishi, ma'am, kanina pa ako nakikinig, paano po kaya natin mapapalitan mga basurang mambabatas natin? Constitutional reform. Yun po talaga eh. Alam na alam nila yung paggamit ng sistema. Alam nyo ba, pagka congressman ka o senador ka, hindi ka matatanggal administratively. The only way matanggal ka, at tingnan nyo kung gaano katalino ng presidente natin, pakulong ka, criminal case talaga. Minsan dami sa kanila, influence peddlers, nakakapagod. Sabi ni ako, si Age, ask ko po ang mangyari sa isang tao na hinuli na hindi naman gumagamit ng drugs, ano po kaso at magkano po ang piyansa, depende po yan sa ano, I cannot give you an assessment based on those facts. Sa kaso, sabi ni Michael Sapico, magagaling nga pero wala sa bayan ng puso, magagaling lang magnakaw at mandami. So, sabi ni Annie Gatchalian Agni, tama siya. Sa US, ang accomplishment ay sa dami ng pinanalo na kaso. Agree. Sabi ni Anne, ano masasabi niyo sa kaso ni De Lima? Malakas pa talagang ebidensya? I think sufficient. I wouldn't say malakas as in slam dunk. Pero ang tingin ko sufficient for what we need. Conviction. Sabi ni Vonson Yaniham. I remember, di ba po, dati binalik ng death penalty via injection, sure. I remember yung lalaki ng nag-commit ng rape, ano name, no? Si Leo Echegaray. Ano po nangyari after that? Na-suspend yung death penalty. Sabi ni Alkien, kailangan at dapat ready ka na for Senate seat. Ha? Ako? No. Sabi ni Zenaida Walton, pro ako sa death penalty kapag maayos ang implementation at mawala ang corruption sa justice system ay mga kayo talaga yung mga judge na talaga pinag-iinitan ninyo. Naman ganyan. Alam mo kung bakit? Bakit mabait ako sa mga judge? Kasi alam ko yung problema nila eh. Kitang-kita yan eh. Yung mga sasabihin nila talaga, ano yung choice ko kung di hatulan sila ng not guilty, eh kulang talaga sa ebidensya. Kailangan swak ang ebidensya. Sabi ni John Padilla, ang problem kasi wala sa mga public officials yan. Nasa atin kasi di na tayo natuto. May records na nga, may kaso na. Tapos nakalaya pa't, humabol pa't, binoto pa. Ngayon sa palagay kaya natin, may magtitinong batas silang maisusulong. Alam mo, I can't say that you're wrong. Tunay ka. Sabi ni Robin, whose rule ba na probable cause level lang ang kailangan for filing? Nasa batas yun. At walang obligasyon ng investigating fiscal to see it na winnable naman ang case na i-recommenda niya. Yung rule ba yan na ginawa na? Nandun po yan sa rules of court. Now, sabi ni Edil Cañete, now that the Philippines is out of the ICC, saka na tayo mag-live on the ICC. Sabi ni Emerald, dinaya kapag di ka nakapasok. Uy, kahit talaga. Sabihin ng mga tao, makasalanan ako masyado para pumasok sa Senado. Wag na lang. Sabi ni Lee Aguilos, may pagkakataon po bang makapagdaya ang oposisyon through Smartmatic? Kay Glenn tayo makinig dyan. Sabi ni That's Me, di po ba pwede igiit na dapat in higher position like in Senate ay may mga limit lang at bakit po ina-allow tumakbo ang mga nasa kulungan tulad dati ni Trillanes, dapat po i-revise sa atang requirements for national position. Alam niyo, ako agree ako dyan. The problem is, yun nga, sa batas natin, conviction talaga at saka makakapagpatanggal lang sa mga senador ay ang mga senador din at sa kongreso, yung mga congressman din. Sabi ni Romeo, salamat at lagi ka tagapagtanggol ng naaapi. Di naman po. Sabi ni Ying, second the motion, we need you sa Senado. Uy, tama na yung usapang ng Senado. Sabi ni Fali Gako, bakit kaya attorney matinuna ang presidente natin pero ang lakas pa ng loob ng ilang mambabatas para i-itemize ko ng maliwanag na part? Kasi we keep voting these people. Sabi ni Tess Javier, hindi rin ang mga taong bumoboto sa kanila, no, kundi Picos. May punto ka din naman dyan. Sabi ni Michael sa Pico, agree that elections are very important to us. This will be a shift in our political system. Yap. Okay, recap tayo ha. First, the Constitution allows a death penalty. So, hindi natin kailangan mag-constitutional reform. Sabi ng ating saligang batas, kung gagawa ng batas ng Kongreso, maaari ang death penalty. Number one, so we don't need to change the Constitution. Number two, we need to address, ang death penalty po, doesn't necessarily act as a deterrent. Ang talagang deterrent, yung certainty ng imposition ng penalty. Certainty na mahuhuli, certainty na mapapatawan ng nararapat na penalty. Kung kulong habang buhay, dapat kulong talaga habang buhay. Diba? Third, there are really instances where the death penalty, according to us, citizens, are appropriate. Yung mga super-duper heinous na crimes, corruption. Kasi dun sa corruption, it seems to be an exception to the deterrent rule. Sa pag-impose dun sa death penalty for plunder, it actually was a deterrent. Mababa yung matataas na pagnanakaw. Of course, I have to check if my statistics are still right. Pero, mababa talaga yung kasi 50 million and up. lakas na ng lakas ng dating ng batas, death penalty yan. So habang nililitis, walang bail, nakakulong ka. So natatanggal ka talaga out of circulation. The problem with but if we're going to ask, the death penalty's main purpose is to satisfy the public's need for vengeance. And it is not necessarily equivalent to justice. However, when there is a death penalty, it might deter the police from taking the law into their own hands. It might lessen the possibility of vigilante justice. But, kung titignan din po natin, ano po ba ang epekto ng death penalty sa ating mga huwes? Number one, magiging maingat yung ating mga mahistrado, yung ating mga hukom, sa pagpapataw ng guilt at pagpapataw ng death penalty. They will ask for a higher level of evidence or they will want to be sure. Ngayon, kung hindi sila sure, ang ihahatol nila ay panghabang buhay lang na pagkakulong. It's also like noon sa mga ating huwes, it's also kasi ayaw nila talaga, these people are not killers eh. So they will think very very carefully about whether or not magpapataw sila ng death penalty. So kung sa tingin niyo dadami yung mamamatay dahil may death penalty, hindi po. Mamamatay as an imposition of state-sanctioned executions, posibleng hindi po mangyari yan. Pero ang mga mambabatas din natin, in the past Congress, anong ginawa nila? Payag sila sa death penalty, pero tanggalin dun sa plunder at drugs na lang po ngayon ang may death penalty as proposed by the House. Ngayon, ang Senado ayaw ng death penalty, kaya hindi umusad yung ating death penalty law. So yun. Alam niyo, sa tingin ko, death penalty din dapat yung mga nandadaya sa eleksyon. I'm a very bad person. Pero alam niyo, sa tingin ko kasi, ang laki-laki ng pagnanakaw na yun eh. Ang laki-laking pangloloko yun eh. Yung papakialaman nyo yung eleksyon. Kasi naglalagay tayo ng mga leaders na hindi hinalal ng taong bayan. And therefore, nag-usurp lang ng power. Sabi ni Sherwin, ano pong penalty sa mga convicted criminals na patuloy na gumagawa? Teka. Kung convicted, nakakulong yan. O nakagawa ng krimen sa loob ng bilibid, meron pong provision sa ating revised penal code tungkol sa mga recidivists or repeat offenders. So, papatawan sila ng penalty, tapos meron silang magiging parang aggravating yan. Sabi ni Michael, thanks for the enlightenment of some political issues. We have very different views, pero at the end of the day, we Filipinos have the power to change our country for better by voting wisely. Agree. Super agree. Kahit hindi kayo sang-ayon dun sa view ko on the death penalty, mababago natin to at posibleng maisulong natin ang death penalty, but we need to vote in the right officials. Yun po ang purpose talaga ng pag-live ko ngayon. Kailangan po intindihin natin kung ganong kahalaga ang susunod na halalan, kung ganong kahalaga ang magiging outcome nito. Hindi man tayo agree entirely, kasi nga, dati nga anti-death penalty ako, pero ngayon nakikita ko na eh. Nakikita ko na yung need eh. Pero again, it might not turn out the way we expect it eh. So, wag lang tayo masyadong umasa that it's going to bring about the change that we're expecting. Huwag tayong super umaasa na, o yung pagka may death penalty na, bababa na yung mga magko-commit ng crimes. Hindi. That's not necessarily true. Pero here are the other things that we need to demand from our PNP. Better investigation techniques, less nanlaban excuses, and yung talagang tatrabahuhin nila. Yung talagang, and eto pa, better crime statistics para alam natin kung talagang may tinatrabaho sila at talagang nauubos ang mga kriminal. Hindi yung dinadaya na lang natin yung statistics to make it look like naka-achieve tayo. Sabi ni Fernando Coraza, dapat bitay rin sa mga mandaya sa eleksyon, lalo na kung involved ang ahensya sa ginagamit ng electoral process. O di ba napakalaking kasalanan sa taong bayan ang mandaya sa eleksyon? Kaya kung kunwari, mahuli natin ang Smartmatic na yan, Diyos ko, hindi ako tututol sa bitay para sa mga yan. I swear, di, totoo. Totoo, ang tingin ko malaki talagang kasalanan sa taong bayan yan. Sabi ni Agot, malabo yung approve ng Congress yung death penalty for corrupt and cheater politicians kasi sila yung subject niyan. Yun na nga eh. So how are we going to do this? Meron tayong legislature na gumagawa lang ng batas para sa sarili nila. Pinoprotektahan nila mga interest nila at saka yung mga sarili nila. Ingatan natin yung susunod na halalan. Ingatan natin yung votes natin. Sabi ni Joseph Solitario, ayaw nila isama yung plunder sa death penalty so people will think twice before they commit it. Yun na nga eh. Diba? So ito nga yung problema natin ngayon. Some of us might really even want the death penalty. And ako, I can see that if people really want it, why the hell not? Diba? Lalagyan natin ng safeguards yan para hindi masyadong mabigat or masakit. At i-address din natin yung problema ng lack of representation ng mga mahihirap. Pero how do we address the problem of legislators? Yun talaga ang nakikita natin na malaking problema. Mag-ingat tayo sa susunod na eleksyon, lalong-lalo na pag kongreso. O sa party list, alam niya na naman kung sino yung mga nararapat dyan. Pero dun sa mga lugar natin, may tendency pa rin tayong bumoto ng mga kamag-anak natin, yung mga mapapakiusapan natin. Huwag na po ganun. Tignan na lang po natin kung sino yung may plataforma para ma-address yung rising criminality dito sa Pilipinas. Sabi ni Tina Fey, pwede bang buwagin ng Kongreso not without a constitutional amendment? Sabi ni, hi Christina Ausejo, sabi ni Love, Faith, Hope, hindi ba pwedeng alisin na ang CHR? Hindi po pwede, nasa constitution po natin. Babaguhin natin ang constitution. Sabi ni Josie Frank, away ng Senado ng death penalty, ayaw ng Senado ng death penalty kasi kung kasama, corrupt sila, mauuna sila sa death row. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Sabi ni Jimmy Chu, nakikita ko na mangyari after elections, kabahan sila. So ulitin ko ha, mahalaga ang susunod na election. Mahalaga to. We need to start looking dun sa mga legislators natin, mga mababatas natin, kung sila po ay yung Kaya nga, sa tingin ko kung naging politiko na sila dati, no to trapo, kasi halos lahat yan trapo. Magsusurvive ka lang kung trapo ka. Let's vote for new faces. Let's vote for, not just because the president endorses them, pero dahil wala pa sila dun sa sistema. Diba? Let's vote for those na hindi pa nakukorrupt ng sistema. So, whether you agree that there should be a death penalty or not, the problem also lies with our legislators. At saka, our PNP. O sige, to some extent, agree na ako. Sige, sa ating hukom, we need to fix our justice system. Whether or not we have a death penalty, we need to fix it anyway. Diba? We need to fix it kasi let's see. Kung certain naman yung magiging penalty, let's see kung kakailanganin pa rin natin ng death penalty. But definitely, we need to be able to catch the criminals who commit crimes against us, including those who cheat in elections. Kung wala na pong ibang mga tanong, sabi ni Wally Kimbo, normal ba sa operation ng mga pulis ang i-dismantle ng mga CCTV kapag meron silang raid kasi parang SOP? Hindi po. And I think that can be considered an aggravating circumstance if you're going to file a suit against the cops. Sabi ni Michael, okay yung move ni Presidente, it's very strategic na nag-name drop ng narco list for us Filipinos na malaman kung sino hindi dapat iboto. Agree kasi constitution naman yung sabihin nila na itong mga to, they're facing administrative charges for their involvement in the drug trade. Pahala na kayo kung ano i-conclude nyo according to that. Last question, hindi po ba pwede na ang Supreme Court or judicial body lang ang pwedeng mag-approve ng imposition ng death penalty without having to go to Congress and the Senate? Hindi po. Nasa saligang batas po natin na ang death penalty ay kailangan ng batas. At ang batas na ito ginagawa po ng Kongreso at ng Senado. Yan po yan. Ganyan pa man, hindi naman masama na mangarap eh. Boto lang muna natin yung mga tamang tao na makikinig talaga sa atin at marunong tungkol dito sa criminal laws. At saka marunong rin bumasa ng mga statistics ng ating mga kapulisan at willing na talagang to impose the difficult rules and the difficult laws kahit hindi sila magiging popular sa mga pulis natin. Diba? Kailangan pa rin. Sabi ni John Ray, last na talaga totoo. Totoo na. Death penalty sa plunder kung applicable sa lahat, kung hindi lang politicians tulad ng kilalang businessman na mayaman sa Pinas na tinatakbo ang pera ng mga plans holders. Hindi po corruption kasi yun, estafa po yan eh. Okay? So, maraming salamat ulit sa pagpapakinig ng live na ito. Huwag niyo pong kakalimutan na i-share para hindi tayo paulit-ulit. And we'll keep on discussing. Hindi naman po tayo nag-i-impose ng ating opinion, di ba? Maganda po itong nagdi-discuss tayo para alam po natin kung ano yung sentimiento natin dyan sa labas. At in some way po, may publicize natin yung mga opinion ninyo para umaabot din dun sa mga kinauukulan na public officials. Ngayon, whether they actually do something about that, tignan natin. Mag-iingat din po tayo sa pagboto sa ating susunod mga opisyales. Tandaan po, yung mga nakinabang na sa lumang sistema are not likely to change it. So let's go for new faces now. Maraming salamat and I hope you guys have a good day.